Okay, so in a previous episode, which you guys can check out right up here, I showed you guys how to repair lifelines the proper way, the correct way. And if you watched that video, you might have also noticed it's very long and tedious. And you're probably thinking, isn't there an easier way? Yes, there is. It's not as pretty. You don't get the same smooth, nice, sleek looking lifeline that you had before, but it's quick and easy. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is take the tension off of it. So I loosened it up the front, so now it's nice and loose. So the rules still apply. You need to bury enough into each side so that everything's gonna work. So the minimum size you need to bury is 72 times the diameter. So in this case, we're working with 6mm Dyneema. That means we need to bury what would be the equivalent of 17 inches. So we have a nice long piece here, and we're just gonna bury it into each side. And then in this middle where the chafe has happened, it's just gonna run across. So it's gonna be sistered there. So it's not as pretty because you're still gonna have this like gnarly section and then this other part running through, but it all worked. So just gonna take off some tension there, push the weave open, and then start feeding back. Okay, I have the first leg over here spliced in. Now I didn't taper it, but we're gonna do the same on the other side. We're gonna splice it into this side now. So after the fuzzy chafed area, we just open the weave and then slip the fit in. And the same thing, if we look, we're gonna go to about this area. So now you have your lifeline that's got the chafed area, and then a new piece that runs through it that's not tapered yet on either side. And the reason I didn't taper it is so that we can get it centered and get everything set, and then we can taper it. Because the problem with tapering is once you taper one side, like say we tapered this side right off, and then we accidentally pulled it a little this way, you can't pull it back because then the taper gets all wonky in there. While it's here, we're just gonna push both sides back evenly, and then we'll taper them at the same time, and then we pull it all back into place. Just gonna taper it like normal, nothing fancy. Now these are both tapered, so I'm just going to pinch it here in the middle, that way it doesn't go the wrong way. And we're just going to milk that one in all the way in. And then we're going to milk the other one all the way in. Okay, so now I'm just going to go tighten this back up and get it put back in place. Okay, so at this point, you can see you have the chafed portion here and then the new portion running here. So it's not really pretty, which is why this is the quick and easy way, but not really the prettiest of ways. So this is just a long bury splice. Now, if someone comes along and this isn't under tension and pulls on this, they can actually pull it right out of this whole thing. That makes a mess. So to avoid having problems, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a tiny, tiny fid and one of the pieces that we cut off when we were tapering. I'm just gonna push the weave together, open it up a bit, and we're just gonna slip this through. So just gonna tie a little knot here on both of them, and then we're gonna pull it tight. It's gonna pull it underneath the housing so that no one sees it. And then we just cut off these tails. And that's it. With that, this is locked. All right, so we're just gonna do that again here. And then with that, we'll be all set. And with that, the lifeline has been repaired. So as you can see, it's nowhere near as pretty as the original one. You still have the chafed part, and it's just buried in with long berry splices. So it's not the best, but it still is stronger than a steel version because this still had about 4 strands left. So 4 out of 12, it was about a third of its original strength. Now it has this one in here to sister it, so it's been repaired, so it's good to go. And with that, you can easily repair Dyneema lifelines and keep on sailing. So you don't have to replace the entire thing, you just need to patch the section that's affected. Now obviously you could then wrap this in service and do other stuff to, you know, spruce it up a little. But honestly, if you're going for a much prettier result, you want to do it a different way, which you can check out in a video here, and I'll go show you right now. So this here is a much prettier repair. So you have the old Dyneema lifeline, the splice, the patched portion that runs all the way along and comes to the other end of the repair. So this is much, much prettier. Like when you look at it, you don't really see it except for the fact that you have new Dyneema and 5-year-old Dyneema. So that shows. But otherwise, it's nice and flush, everything is smooth, and it's super strong. Now this, you have locking splices, so you don't really have to worry about doing any stitching or anything like that to help hold it in because the lock is strong, and then you have enough Dyneema buried into it for the proper splice. So on your boat, you can decide if it's a highly visible area, do the prettier way. If it's an area that's kind of out of the way, no one's gonna see it, it just needs to be structural, you can do the quick, easy way. Both work, but it's up to you which one you want to do. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends.
And if you'd like to follow our journey in real time on a map, receive postcards from our ports of call, and message us directly to the boat, you can go ahead and become a patron using the link in the description down below.